Be me. 24 years old, working at a local record store that also sells vintage clothes and band posters. Living with mom still, because again, record store wages are not exactly luxury apartment money. Mom's cool though, she lets me have the basement as my space. It's pretty nice down there with my vinyl collection and movie posters. I'm into a lot of niche stuff, foreign films, underground music, obscure horror movies from the 70s, that kind of thing. Not trying to be pretentious, just genuinely love discovering weird media that most people haven't heard of. Collect vintage band tees, mostly punk and new wave stuff from thrift stores. Have this whole aesthetic going, dark colors, lots of layers, Docs and Converse. Also really into cooking, taught myself from YouTube, make pretty damn good ramen and pasta dishes. One day this girl walks into the record store. Her name is Michelle. She's cute, wearing mainstream stuff, those trendy jeans from Target, and a basic crop top. Very conventional looking, which is fine, not judging. She's looking through our vinyl section like she's lost. I walk over because it's literally my job. Need help finding anything? Yeah, I'm looking for something cool to put on my wall. My apartment is really bare. Not looking for music to listen to. Looking for wall decoration. Interesting. I show her some classic albums with cool covers. Dark Side of the Moon, Fleetwood Mac, the usual stuff people recognize. She picks Rumors because the aesthetic is so vintage. Whatever, a sale is a sale. As I'm ringing her up, she asks about my shirt. I'm wearing this vintage Bauhaus tee I found at a thrift store in the city. What's Bauhaus? Is that like a new band? No, they're from the late 70s. Post-punk, goth rock pioneers. Her eyes light up. Oh, that's so cool! I love discovering old music. She doesn't know who Bauhaus is, but sure, you love discovering old music. I'm being judgmental. Maybe she's genuinely curious. She asks if I can recommend more bands like them. I give her a whole list. Susie and the Banshees, Joy Division, The Cure, Sisters of Mercy. She's writing them down in her phone notes. You're so knowledgeable. Do you want to hang out sometime? You could show me more music? She's pretty and seems interested, so I say yes. We exchange numbers. She leaves with her decorative Fleetwood Mac vinyl. Tell mom about it later. A girl who doesn't know who Bauhaus is? Interesting choice, honey. Mom, not everyone is into the same music, that's fine. I'm just saying, you usually go for girls who share your interests. She's not wrong, but I'm trying to be open-minded. Michelle texts me that night. Hey, I listened to The Cure, they're pretty good. Very moody, lol. We start texting regularly. She asks me a lot of questions about my taste in everything. What movies do I like? What books do I read? What shows am I watching? I tell her about this Italian horror movie I just watched, Suspiria. I've never heard of it. Is it scary? It's more atmospheric than scary, really beautiful cinematography, lots of bold colors and weird soundtrack. That sounds so interesting. I usually just watch Marvel movies, haha. Nothing wrong with Marvel movies, but we're clearly from different planets culturally. We go on our first date to a coffee shop I like, small place that plays good music and has actual atmosphere. Michelle shows up wearing black jeans and a dark green thrifted-looking sweater. It's different from her usual style. I went thrifting yesterday. Thought I'd try something new. Okay, cool. People can change their style. We talk for 3 hours, mostly me explaining things and her absorbing it all like a sponge. I mentioned this philosopher I've been reading, Camus. Oh, I've heard of him. The absurdism guy, right? Yeah, exactly. The idea that life is inherently meaningless, but we create our own meaning through living. She's nodding along, taking mental notes, it seems like. Date goes well. We kiss at the end. She tastes like the vanilla latte she ordered. Start dating officially after a few more dates. First few weeks are good. She's sweet and attentive and very eager to learn about my interests. I introduce her to Wong Kar-wai films. She loves the aesthetic of In the Mood for Love. Show her some of my favorite albums. She starts listening to them constantly. Teach her how to make this pasta dish I'm really good at. She practices it at home. It's kind of flattering, honestly, like she's really trying to connect with me through my interests. Mom is less impressed. Does Michelle have any interests of her own? Of course she does, Mom. She likes photography and going to brunch. Those aren't interests, honey. Those are what people put on dating apps. Mom can be harsh, but again, not entirely wrong. About a month in, I notice Michelle's Instagram is changing. She's posting her record player with the albums I recommended. Captions like, currently spinning Joy Division, the vibes are immaculate. Her outfit posts are all thrifted clothes now. Lots of blacks and dark colors. She posts a photo of the Camus book I mentioned with a coffee cup. Sunday reading with my favorite existentialist. I don't think she's actually reading it. The book looks too pristine. Whatever, maybe I'm being paranoid. We're hanging out at her apartment one day, and I notice she's decorated it completely differently. When I first came over, it was all bright colors and basic art from Home Goods. Now it's movie posters, specifically ones I've mentioned liking. There's a Pulp Fiction poster, a Taxi Driver poster, and a Eraserhead poster. When did you watch Eraserhead? Oh, I haven't yet, but you talked about it so much I figured I'd get the poster as motivation to watch it. That's weird, but okay. Her bookshelf has been updated too. Camus, Sartre, Kafka, Murakami, all authors I've mentioned. Again, books look unread. I'm building my collection, trying to be more well-read. I should be happy she's trying to better herself, but something feels off. We go to a party thrown by her friends from college. These are people who knew her before we met. I'm introduced to her friend Ashley. Oh, you're the guy. Michelle talks about you constantly. Yeah? Good things, I hope. Well, she's definitely changed since meeting you, like a lot. Ashley seems amused by this. Another friend, Rebecca, comes over. Michelle, when did you get into all this weird music? Last year you were obsessed with Taylor Swift. Michelle looks embarrassed. People's tastes evolve, Rebecca. I guess, but you literally became a different person in 2 months. This is awkward. We leave the party early. Michelle is quiet on the drive home. Your friends seem nice. They don't get it. They think I'm being fake, but I'm just exploring new interests. I didn't say anything about you being fake. But you were thinking it. I could tell. I wasn't thinking it before, but I definitely am now. We drop it, go back to her place, watch a movie. I put on Blade Runner because she said she wanted to watch it. She falls asleep 20 minutes in. Next few weeks, the pattern continues. Michelle is essentially becoming a mirror of me. She cuts her hair shorter because I mentioned liking an actress with short hair. Starts drinking black coffee instead of her vanilla lattes because I drink black coffee. Picks up phrases I use regularly. I say, that's fair, a lot apparently. Now she says it constantly. I make a joke about something being deeply unserious, and suddenly that's her new favorite phrase. Her Spotify playlist is literally just my Spotify playlist. I know because she sent it to me, and it's the exact same songs in the exact same order. I made this playlist inspired by your taste. Do you like it? Michelle, this is just my playlist. Well, yeah, I used yours as a template because you have such good taste. I'm starting to feel like I'm dating my clone. Mom finally meets Michelle when she comes over for dinner. Michelle shows up dressed almost identically to how I usually dress. Black jeans, band tee, talking heads this time, Docs, oversized thrifted jacket. Mom raises her eyebrows but doesn't comment. During dinner, Michelle talks about all the things I like. I've been really getting into Criterion Collection films lately. Mom knows damn well Michelle didn't know what the Criterion Collection was 2 months ago. Oh, really? Which ones have you watched? Well, I'm working through the list. There's so many to choose from. Smooth recovery, but Mom isn't buying it. After Michelle leaves, Mom sits me down. Honey, that girl is single white femaling you. Mom, that's dramatic. She's just trying to relate to me. There's relating, and then there's identity theft. She's wearing your clothes. She has her own style, Mom. That happens to be identical to yours, coincidentally. I defend Michelle, but deep down I know Mom's right. Things come to a head at this local show I take Michelle to. It's a small venue, indie band playing, very chill crowd. We're watching the show and Michelle is trying really hard to look like she belongs. Nodding along to the music, swaying in that way people do when they're performing being into music. During the break between sets, we run into my friend Jake from work. He's also really into music. We bond over obscure bands. Hey man, didn't know you'd be here. Yeah, been following this band for a while, had to check them out. Jake looks at Michelle. This must be the girlfriend, Michelle, right? Yeah, nice to meet you. They start talking and I go grab drinks. When I come back, Jake looks amused. Your girlfriend's really into the same stuff as you, huh? Yeah, we have similar taste. That's cool. It's just funny because she was asking me what my favorite band is, and when I said The Smiths, she was like, oh, I love The Smiths. Morrissey is so poetic. Okay? Dude, 5 minutes ago she asked me who was playing tonight because she'd never heard of them. Crap. Michelle is performing again, performing being someone she's not. Jake leaves to get another drink. Michelle cuddles up to me. Your friend is nice. We have similar music taste. Michelle, do you actually like this music or are you just pretending? She looks defensive. I do like it. Why would I be here if I didn't? Be honest, did you know who this band was before tonight? I mean, no, but that doesn't mean I'm not enjoying it. That's fine, but why did you tell Jake you've been following them for a while? She goes quiet. I just wanted to fit in with your friends. You don't need to lie to fit in, just be yourself. What if myself isn't interesting enough? There it is. We have a long conversation outside the venue. Michelle admits she's always felt boring compared to people with strong interests. Everyone I've dated before was just as boring as me. We'd watch Netflix and go to Target, and that was our whole relationship. There's nothing wrong with that if you're happy. But I wasn't happy. I wanted to be interesting. And then I met you and you were so passionate about everything. So you just copied everything I like? I didn't mean to. It started with genuinely wanting to understand what you love, and then it just became easier to like what you like than figure out what I actually like. At least she's being honest now. Michelle, I liked you when you walked into the record store in your Target jeans. I didn't need you to become someone else. But that version of me is boring. You would have gotten bored eventually. Maybe, maybe not, but at least it would have been real. We go home, both feeling confused. I talk to Mom about it. The girl has no sense of self. She's a chameleon. She's insecure, Mom. That's different. Insecure people work on themselves. They don't become someone else entirely. As usual, Mom's got a point. I try to encourage Michelle to explore her own interests. What did you like before we met? What made you happy? I don't know, brunch, online shopping, reality TV. Okay, so let's do that stuff. Let's go to brunch, watch whatever reality show you like. But you'll think it's stupid. I won't. I want to know the real you, not the version you think I want. We try it, go to this trendy brunch place she loves. It's very Instagrammy, but the food is good. She's more relaxed here, talking about mimosas and avocado toast like they're the most important things. Then we watch this reality show she's into, some dating show with dramatic people. It's actually entertaining in a trash TV kind of way. See? I can enjoy this stuff too. It doesn't have to be art films all the time. She smiles, but I can tell she's not convinced. Over the next week, Michelle slowly reverts back. Posts on Instagram become less about vinyl and foreign films, more about brunch and fashion. She starts dressing more like her old self, brighter colors, trendier clothes. I think we're making progress. Then one night she comes over looking upset. We need to talk. Oh no. I've been thinking a lot about us. Okay. I don't think this is working. Wasn't expecting that. What do you mean? I mean, I've been trying so hard to be someone you'd want to be with, and I'm exhausted. I never asked you to change, Michelle. You didn't have to. Just being around you made me feel boring and basic. This is going sideways fast. That's not my fault. I never made you feel bad about your interests. You didn't have to say anything. Your whole existence is a judgment. What the hell does that even mean? Michelle, you chose to copy everything about me. I didn't force you. Because I wanted you to like me. I did like you. That's why we were dating. She's crying now. I can't be this person anymore. I'm going back to who I actually am. Okay, fine, be yourself. We can work with that. No, because then you'll see how incompatible we actually are. She's breaking up with me. I need to date someone who likes the same basic stuff I like, someone I don't have to perform for. You never had to perform for me. But she's not listening. She leaves. I'm sitting there confused as hell. Tell Mom what happened. Well, at least she figured it out before she completely lost herself. I feel like I did something wrong, though. You didn't, honey. She did this to herself. You were just being you. She's the one who decided that wasn't enough unless she became you too. I guess that's true, but I still feel bad. A few days pass, no contact from Michelle. Then I start seeing her Instagram posts. She's going hard into her old identity. Multiple brunch posts, outfit of the day posts, Starbucks cups, the works. Captions about finally being authentic and embracing who I really am. Good for her, I guess. Then about a week later, I get a text from her friend Ashley. Hey, sorry about the breakup. Michelle told us what happened. Yeah, it's whatever. I'm fine. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Michelle's been telling people you were really controlling and tried to change her. Excuse me, what? She's saying you made her feel bad about her interests and forced her to like weird, obscure stuff to make her feel stupid. I'm reading this message multiple times trying to comprehend. Ashley, that's literally the opposite of what happened. I know. I was there for the whole thing. I saw her transform into you like some kind of pod person. Then why is she saying this? Because she's embarrassed that she lost herself in a relationship. And instead of taking responsibility, she's making you the villain. Unfreaking believable. She's also calling you a red flag to anyone who'll listen. A red flag? For what? Having interests? Apparently having strong opinions about things is manipulative now. I don't know, dude. She's on some revisionist history bullshit. I thank Ashley for the warning and sit there furious. Tell Mom immediately. That little... Mom. No, that's absolute crap. She copied you head to toe and now you're the bad guy. Apparently, Mom is more mad than I am. You should defend yourself. How? Text everyone we mutually know explaining the situation? That makes me look worse. She's right. There's no winning this. I just have to let Michelle rewrite history and move on. Couple weeks pass. I'm trying to forget the whole thing. Then I'm at work and who walks in? Michelle. With a new guy. He looks exactly like how I dress. Band tee, black jeans, docs, the whole thing. They're looking through records together. She sees me. Her face goes red. Oh, hey. Hey, Michelle. The new guy extends his hand. Hey, man, I'm Connor. I shake it, trying not to laugh. Connor starts asking me about recommendations, clearly into the same music I am. Michelle is standing there awkwardly, while Connor and I talk about post-punk bands. Babe, we should get that Bauhaus album, Connor says to Michelle. Oh, this is rich. You like Bauhaus? I ask her directly. She looks trapped. Yeah, they're cool. This is the same woman who asked me what's Bauhaus 4 months ago. Nice. Which album is your favorite? I like them all. Connor jumps in. We're still exploring their discography. Michelle's getting me into all this great music. I almost blow my cover by laughing. She's getting him into the music she learned from me. They buy a couple records and leave. My coworker comes over. Was that your ex? Yep. She's with a guy who dresses exactly like you? Notice that? That's hilarious, dude. It kind of is, though. Michelle did the whole thing again. Found a guy with defined interests and absorbed his entire personality. Except this time she's pretending she's the one with refined taste introducing him to stuff that I introduced to her. I tell Jake about it later at another show. So she's basically recycling your personality with a new guy? Exactly. And she called you the red flag? Apparently having interests is toxic now. Dude, that's insane. She's the red flag, not you. Feels validating to hear that from someone who witnessed the whole thing. Over the next month, I keep seeing Michelle and Connor around. They're always at places I used to take her. The coffee shop, the vintage stores, the indie theater. She's giving him the exact same experience I gave her. It would be creepy if it wasn't so pathetic. One time I'm at the indie theater watching this French film. Michelle and Connor show up to the same showing. We end up sitting near each other. The film is pretty weird, lots of long takes and minimal dialogue. I'm into it, but I can see Michelle is bored as hell. She's checking her phone, fidgeting, clearly not enjoying it. Connor is totally absorbed, though. After the film, we end up leaving at the same time. What did you think? Connor asks her. It was interesting, very artistic, liar. Connor starts analyzing the film, talking about the cinematography and the themes. Michelle is nodding along, pretending to understand. I've seen this performance before. We make eye contact for a second, and she knows that I know. A few weeks later, I'm hanging out with Ashley and Rebecca, Michelle's friends who apparently like me more than her now. Michelle is exhausting lately, Rebecca says. How so? She keeps trying to seem so deep and intellectual. Last week, she tried to start a conversation about existentialism at brunch. I almost spit out my drink. She brought up Camus at brunch? Yes, and none of us have read Camus. We were trying to talk about the new season of Love Island, and she's going on about absurdism. Ashley adds, she also keeps posting these pretentious movie reviews on her Instagram story. No one asked for her opinion on Italian neorealism. She's doing film reviews now? Bad ones. She clearly doesn't understand what she's watching, but feels like she has to perform being cultured. This is sad, honestly. Michelle is stuck in this identity she built to impress me, and now can't escape it with her new boyfriend. Has Connor noticed she's faking it? We don't think so, Rebecca says. He seems genuinely into her, thinks she's this cool alternative girl with great taste. Should someone tell him? Not our circus, not our monkeys. Fair enough. Another month goes by, I'm mostly over the whole situation. Started talking to this girl named Sophia, who comes into the record store sometimes. She's actually into the same stuff as me, like genuinely. We have real conversations about films and music, where I'm not just lecturing. She introduces me to stuff I haven't heard of too. It's refreshing dating someone with their own fully formed interests. Mom approves immediately. This one knows who she is, much better. Sophia and I are getting coffee one day when we run into Michelle. She's alone this time, looking stressed. Hey. Hey Michelle, this is Sophia. They exchange polite hellos. Where's Connor? I ask, being petty. We broke up. Interesting. Sorry to hear that. It's fine. He was getting too intense about everything. Like, dude, not everything needs to be analyzed. The irony. Sophia and I exchange glances. Yeah, that sounds tough, I say neutrally. I'm taking a break from dating, just focusing on myself and my actual interest for once. Good idea. Awkward silence. Well, we should go. Nice seeing you, Michelle. Yeah, you too. We leave. Once we're far enough away, Sophia turns to me. So that's the ex who copied your entire personality? That's her. She seems lost. She is, probably still trying to figure out who she actually is underneath all the borrowed interests. That's sad, but also not your problem anymore. Exactly. A few months later, I hear through Ashley that Michelle is dating someone completely different. Some finance bro named Brad who's into sports and going to clubs. Her Instagram is all bottle service and football games now. Apparently she's become a sports person. She doesn't know anything about football, Ashley tells me. But she posts like she's a diehard fan. She learns just enough to keep up conversation, then fakes the rest. Michelle is just doing this with every guy she dates, apparently. Becoming whatever they are instead of being herself. That's gonna get exhausting. I'm doing great though. Sophia and I are serious now. We moved in together. Small apartment, but it's ours. Mom loves her. They gang up on me about stuff, which is annoying but sweet. I got promoted to shift supervisor at the record store. Still not great money, but I'm managing. Life is good, drama-free, exactly how I want it. 1 year after the Michelle situation, I'm at a local band show with Sophia. Having a great time, dancing, enjoying the music. During a break, I go to the bar and someone taps my shoulder. It's Michelle. She looks completely different again. Very mainstream, trendy clothes, different hair. Hey, long time. Yeah, how's it going? Really good. I'm here with some friends from work. She seems more relaxed, less performative. That's cool, you look happy. I am. I finally figured out that I was trying way too hard with the whole alternative thing. Oh, here we go. It just wasn't me, you know? I'm more of a casual music fan, don't need to know every obscure band. That's totally fine, Michelle. I think I was just trying to impress you and lost myself in the process. Actual self-awareness. Unexpected. I'm glad you figured that out. Yeah, and I'm sorry for how things ended. I said some stuff that wasn't fair. Like calling me a red flag? She looks embarrassed. You heard about that? Yeah, word gets around. That was immature of me. I was projecting my own issues onto you. Wow, actual accountability. I appreciate you saying that. You weren't a red flag. I was just intimidated by how sure of yourself you were. I didn't know how to exist next to that without trying to become that. For what it's worth, I never wanted you to change. I know, that was all me. We talked for a few more minutes, actually civil conversation. She tells me she's been in therapy working on her identity issues. Turns out I have a pattern of morphing into whoever I'm dating. Working on that. That's good. Everyone should know who they are independent of relationships. Exactly. Anyway, I'm glad you're happy. Your girlfriend seems cool. She is, thanks. Michelle goes back to her friends. I get drinks and return to Sophia. Who was that? Michelle, we actually had a decent conversation. Progress. Yeah, she apologized for the red flag stuff. Good, because that was ridiculous. We go back to enjoying the show. Later that night, lying in bed with Sophia, I think about the whole Michelle situation. It taught me that some people are so afraid of being boring they'll erase themselves trying to be interesting. Also taught me the value of being with someone who knows who they are. Sophia has her own thing going on, her own interests, her own identity. We complement each other instead of one person absorbing the other. That's how it should be. My face when my ex copied my entire personality, then called me a red flag for having the interests she appropriated. That feeling when you realize being yourself is less exhausting than performing being someone else, and the right person will appreciate you either way. Be me. 25 years old, working at a local bookstore that also has a small cafe section where we serve coffee and pastries. Still living with mom because bookstore wages are basically poverty with extra steps. But the employee discount on books is nice, so there's that. Mom doesn't mind. She likes having someone around to help with groceries, and we watch cooking shows together most evenings. I'm a pretty normal guy. Try to be polite, hold doors open for people, say please and thank you. Basic human decency stuff that my mom drilled into me since I was a kid. Not trying to be a white knight or anything, just raised to have manners, and it's become automatic at this point. One day I'm leaving the bookstore after my shift. It's around 6 p.m., and I'm heading to meet some friends at a bar downtown. I'm walking out the door at the same time as this woman who's carrying like 3 bags of books and struggling with her phone. Naturally, I hold the door open for her because she's clearly got her hands full, and it would be weird to just let it slam in her face. She stops dead in her tracks, looks at me like I just insulted her entire bloodline. Excuse me, I can open my own doors. I'm standing there confused because I was literally just being polite. Sorry, I was just trying to help since your hands are full. I don't need help from a man that's really patronizing, actually. She walks through the door I'm still holding because what else am I supposed to do? Let it close on her? Walks away in a huff while I'm standing there wondering what the hell just happened. Coworker Sarah saw the whole thing from inside, comes out laughing. Dude, you just got yelled at for having basic manners. What was I supposed to do, slam the door in her face? According to her, apparently yes. We both laugh it off. I head to meet my friends. Tell them the story at the bar. Everyone thinks it's ridiculous. My buddy Marcus says I should have just let the door close then. Can't win, man. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. We drink some beers, play pool. I forget about the whole incident. A couple weeks later, I'm working the register at the bookstore cafe. Slow afternoon. Just ringing up coffee and muffins. Typical Tuesday energy. This woman walks up to order and I recognize her immediately. It's Door Lady. She doesn't seem to recognize me at first, too busy looking at the menu board. Can I get a large oat milk latte and one of those blueberry scones? Sure, that'll be $8.75. I ring her up, trying to be professional and not bring up the door incident. She pays with her card. I make her coffee, hand everything over with a polite smile. Have a good day. She takes her stuff to a table near the window, pulls out a laptop and starts working. I go back to restocking cups and napkins, occasionally helping other customers. About 20 minutes later, she comes back up to the counter. Hey, do you guys have Wi-Fi? Yeah, the password is on the receipt. She checks. Her receipt, nods, goes back to her table. Another 10 minutes pass, she's back at the counter again. Is there an outlet near the window seats? My laptop's dying. There should be one on the wall behind you, kind of hidden by the curtain. Oh, found it, thanks. This happens like 3 more times over the next hour. She keeps coming up with questions. Where's the bathroom? Do we have any vegan options? Is it okay if she takes a phone call inside? I answer everything politely because it's literally my job. Finally, during a lull, she comes up again, but this time just to chat apparently. You're really helpful. Most coffee places have such rude staff. Just doing my job, trying to make sure everyone has what they need. I appreciate it. I'm working on this big project and having a good workspace really helps. She introduces herself as Amanda. She's a freelance graphic designer working on some rebrand for a local nonprofit. We make small talk for a few minutes. She seems nice enough when she's not lecturing people about Dr. etiquette. She becomes a regular after that, comes in like 3 or 4 times a week. Always orders the same thing, always sits at the same table, always has some question or needs help with something. I don't mind. It's not like we're super busy and she tips well. After a couple weeks of this pattern, she starts being more friendly, asks about my day, tells me about her projects. One afternoon, she stays until close, packing up her laptop as I'm wiping down tables. Hey, I know this is random, but would you want to grab dinner sometime? I'm surprised because I definitely didn't see that coming. Like, as in a date? Yeah, if you're interested. You seem cool, and we've been chatting a lot. I think about it for a second. She's attractive and seems interesting despite the door incident. Sure, yeah, that could be fun. We exchange numbers, make plans for Friday night. Tell Mom about it when I get home. A date? That's wonderful, honey. Where are you taking her? We're meeting at this Italian place downtown, nothing too fancy. Make sure you're a gentleman, open doors, pull out her chair. Mom, the last time I opened a door for a woman, she yelled at me. Well, this one asked you out, so clearly she likes you. Fair point. Friday comes, I show up at the restaurant right on time. Amanda's already there, waiting outside, wearing a nice dress, looks really good. We go inside, hostess leads us to our table. I reach to pull out Amanda's chair for her. I can sit down by myself, thanks. Oh God, not this again. I awkwardly pull out my own chair and sit down. Dinner starts fine, we're talking about work and books and normal first date stuff. The food comes, it's really good, authentic Italian place with amazing pasta. We're having a nice time, conversation is flowing, she's laughing at my jokes. Then the check comes. Server puts it in the middle of the table. I reach for it because I was raised that whoever does the asking usually pays. But also I'm fine splitting. Amanda doesn't reach for it at all, just keeps talking like the check isn't there. I pick it up, look at the total, it's about $70. Not bad for 2 people at a decent restaurant. I pull out my card. Amanda is still not acknowledging the check situation. I'm starting to feel weird about it. Did you want to split this, or? She looks surprised. Oh, I assumed you were paying? I can pay. I just didn't know if you wanted to split since we both ate. I mean, traditionally the guy pays on the first date. I'm experiencing cognitive dissonance. This is the same woman who got mad at me for opening a door. I'm happy to pay, just surprised you're into traditional dating roles. What do you mean? Just that you seemed pretty anti-chivalry when we first met. She looks confused for a second, then it clicks. Wait, that was you with the door thing? Yeah, you told me opening doors was patronizing. She laughs awkwardly. Oh my God, I forgot about that. I was having a really bad day. My ex had just texted me some crap and I took it out on you. So you don't actually have a problem with doors? No, that was me being ridiculous. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so she was just having a bad day. That's reasonable. I pay for dinner. We leave, walking around downtown since it's nice outside. Everything seems fine until we pass another restaurant. I notice the door is the heavy kind and there's an elderly couple approaching it. Instinctively, I jog ahead and open it for them. The elderly couple thanks me. I rejoin Amanda. She's giving me a look. What? Nothing. Just interesting that you still do the door thing. It's just polite. They were old. I guess it's just very traditional gender role behavior. I would do it for anyone who needed help. It's not a gender thing. Sure, but you have to admit it's rooted in patriarchal ideas of women being weak. We're really doing this again. I literally just held a door open for an elderly man. How is that about women being weak? It's the principle of the behavior. I decide to drop it because I don't want to argue on a first date. We walk some more, conversation returns to normal topics. End up at this dessert place, decide to get ice cream. I order chocolate, she orders some fancy lavender honey situation. I reach for my wallet. Oh, I can get this, she says. You sure? Yeah, you got dinner. Okay, cool, that's fair. She pulls out her card, pays for ice cream. We sit outside eating it, talking about movies we like. She's really into indie films. I'm more of a mainstream movie guy, but I can appreciate art house stuff. The date is going well despite the door discourse. I walk her back to her car. It's parked a few blocks away. We get there, standing in that awkward end of the date moment. I had a really good time, she says. Yeah, me too. We should do this again. Definitely. I'm thinking about whether to go for a kiss. She leans in first. We kiss. It's nice. Text me. When you get home safe, she says. Will do. I walk back to my car feeling pretty good about the night. Text mom that the date went well. She responds with like 15 heart emojis. Text Amanda when I get home. Made it back. Thanks for tonight. Thank you for dinner. It was really sweet. We start texting regularly over the next few days. Make plans for a second date the following weekend. This time we're going to this art museum she's been wanting to check out. I meet her there on Saturday afternoon. Museum is having some exhibit on modern feminist art. Lots of interesting pieces about women's experiences and gender dynamics. Amanda is really into it, reading every placard, taking photos. I'm enjoying it too. The art is actually pretty cool. We're looking at this piece about labor division when Amanda starts commenting. This is so important. Women still do most of the household labor even when working full-time. Yeah, I read about that. It's like a second shift situation. Exactly. Men need to step up more domestically. For sure, my mom and I split everything at home pretty evenly. That's good, but you're still living with your mom, so it's not exactly the same as a partnership. Bit of a dig there, but okay. We move on to other exhibits. Everything's fine. After the museum, we grab lunch at this cafe nearby. I'm trying to be conscious of the door thing, so I just walk in normally and don't make a show of holding it. The door swings back and almost hits Amanda. Ow, dude! I turn around. Sorry, I didn't realize you were that close behind me. You could have held the door? I'm in the twilight zone. I thought you didn't like when people held doors. I don't like when it's done in a condescending way, but just letting it slam is rude. I genuinely cannot win this. We sit down, order sandwiches, try to move past the door incident number 3. Lunch conversation is good. We're talking about our families. She tells me about her parents. They're divorced. Dad's kind of absent. Mom remarried. I tell her about my dad passing away when I was a teenager and it just being me and mom. That must have been hard, taking on the man of the house role. I wouldn't say I took on a role, we just supported each other as family. But you probably felt responsible for taking care of your mom. I mean, we take care of each other, it's mutual. Sure, but societal expectations probably put pressure on you to be the provider figure. She's analyzing everything through this lens, and it's getting exhausting. Check comes, she doesn't reach for it. I look at her, she looks at me. Are we splitting this one? Oh, I thought since you got dinner last time and I got ice cream, we were alternating full meals. The mental math on that doesn't quite work out, but whatever. I pay for lunch. We leave and I make a very deliberate show of holding the door open. There, door held properly this time. She rolls her eyes but smiles. You're ridiculous. I'm just trying to figure out the rules here. We hang out for a bit longer, then head home. Date was fine overall, but I'm noticing a pattern. She wants traditional dating behavior when it benefits her, but criticizes it when it doesn't. Tell my buddy Marcus about it when we hang out. Dude, she wants you to read her mind. That's impossible. I just don't get the inconsistency. She wants it both ways, man. The benefits of traditional and modern dating with none of the downsides. That seems exhausting for everyone involved. It is. Question is whether she's worth it. I think about that. Amanda is cool in a lot of ways. Smart, funny, interesting job, physically attractive. But the constant analysis of every little interaction is draining. We go on a few more dates over the next month. Same patterns keep emerging. She'll post on social media about toxic masculinity and gender equality, then expect me to pay for dates, plan everything, make all the first moves. I'm not opposed to doing those things, but the contradiction is confusing. One night we're at her apartment watching a movie. It's some documentary about the gender pay gap. Very informative, genuinely interesting statistics. After it ends, we're discussing it. It's crazy that women still make 70 cents to a man's dollar, she says. Yeah, though I think when you control for job type and hours worked, it's closer to 90 cents. Still not equal, though. Why are you trying to minimize it? I'm not. I'm just trying to be accurate about the statistics. Sounds like you're making excuses for the patriarchy. I cannot have a normal conversation. I literally just said women still make less. I'm agreeing with you. But you're using the same talking points men's rights activists use. I'm using factual data. That's not a talking point. We're arguing now. She's getting heated about me apparently being a secret misogynist. I'm frustrated because I literally agree with her main point. Maybe we should just drop this, I suggest. Fine, but I think it's telling that you can't handle talking about women's issues. I was talking about it. We just disagreed on one statistical interpretation, which happens to align with anti-feminist rhetoric. This is going nowhere. I leave shortly after, both of us annoyed. Don't text her that night. She doesn't text me either. Next day I get a long message. I've been thinking about last night and I feel like you're not taking women's issues seriously. I need a partner who's going to be an ally and I'm not sure you're that person. I'm reading this thinking about all the times I've nodded along to her rants, agreed with her points, supported her views. The one time I slightly clarify a statistic, I'm suddenly the enemy. I text back. I do take these issues seriously, but I also think we should be able to have nuanced conversations without it becoming a fight. If one minor disagreement makes you question the whole relationship, maybe we're not compatible. She responds immediately. Maybe you're right. I need someone who gets it without me having to explain everything. I do get it, Amanda. I just don't perform my understanding the exact way you want. That's a really defensive response. I'm tired of this. Look, I think we want different things from a relationship. Maybe we should just call it here. There's a long pause, then 3 dots, then nothing, then dots again. Finally. Wow, okay, if that's how you feel. It's not about how I feel. We're clearly not on the same page about a lot of things. Fine. Good luck finding someone who puts up with your internalized misogyny. And there it is. I don't respond because what's the point? Tell mom about the breakup. That didn't last long. What happened? I explained the whole situation, the door thing, the paying thing, the statistics argument. Honey, that girl wanted you to be a mind reader. I know, it was exhausting. You dodged a bullet. Imagine dealing with that forever. She's right as usual. Move on with my life. Back to normal routine of work and hanging with friends. Couple weeks later, I'm at the bookstore and guess who comes in? Amanda. She sees me at the register, hesitates, then comes up anyway. Hey. Awkward silence. Can I get a medium coffee, Black? Interesting. She switched from oat milk lattes. I make her coffee, charge her, hand it over. Thanks. She goes to leave, then turns back. Look, I'm sorry about how things ended. It's fine, we just weren't compatible. I think I was projecting a lot of my issues onto you. Actual self-awareness. Surprising. I appreciate you saying that. You were actually really nice. I was just in a weird place with some stuff. It happens, no hard feelings. She smiles, leaves with her coffee. Coworker Sarah comes over. Was that the door lady? Yep. How'd it go with her anyway? Dated for like a month. She called me a misogynist for knowing statistics. Sounds about right. We laugh. I go back to restocking pastries. A few months pass, I start seeing someone new. Her name is Rachel. She works at the library across the street. We meet when she comes in for coffee before her shift. She's chill. We have easy conversation. No weird political tests. I hold the door for her one day and she just says thanks. Doesn't lecture me, doesn't call me patronizing, just accepts it as a normal, polite gesture. It's refreshing. We go on dates where we split checks without it being a whole thing. Sometimes I pay, sometimes she pays, sometimes we split. It's just natural. I can express opinions without being accused of being problematic. We disagree on stuff sometimes, but it's normal, healthy disagreement. Mom loves her. This one is much better, honey. She seems very reasonable. She is. It's nice not walking on eggshells constantly. That's how relationships should be. 6 months into dating Rachel, we're at a bookstore event, some author reading. I see Amanda there with a guy. He's wearing like a feminist ally shirt and has one of those man bun situations. They're sitting close, clearly together. Amanda sees me and Rachel, waves politely. I wave back. After the reading, we're browsing books when Amanda comes over. Hey, good to see you. You too, this is Rachel. Rachel, this is Amanda. We dated briefly. They do the polite nice to meet you thing. Amanda introduces her boyfriend. His name is Derek. Derek's an activist. He does a lot of work with women's organizations. That's cool, man, I say. Derek starts talking about his activism. It's very performative. Lots of buzzwords, very try-hard energy. Amanda is looking at him adoringly. She seems happy, so good for her. We chat for a few minutes, then part ways. Rachel and I browse some more, buy a couple books, head out. As we're leaving, I hold the door for an older woman carrying a stack of books. Rachel holds the door for a dad with a stroller. We don't even think about it. Later that night, Rachel brings it up. Your ex seemed intense. She had a lot of opinions about everything. I got that vibe. Her boyfriend seems like he's trying really hard. Yeah, very performative ally energy. Think they're happy? I hope so. She needs someone who can keep up with that. Better him than you. Facts. We watch TV and I appreciate how easy this relationship is. No hidden tests, no contradictory expectations, just two people enjoying each other. A couple months later, I'm scrolling social media and see Amanda posted something. It's a long rant about how her boyfriend doesn't do enough emotional labor. Apparently, Derek talks about feminism but doesn't actually do the dishes. The comments are full of her friends agreeing that men are trash. I show Rachel. Didn't she date the activist guy specifically because he was woke? Yep. Turns out performing feminism isn't the same as actually being a good partner. Who would have thought? We both laugh. I don't feel bad for Amanda exactly, but I do feel vindicated. She wanted someone who checked all her ideological boxes, but forgot to check if he was actually a good person. Derek was so busy being a feminist ally, he forgot to be a decent boyfriend. Meanwhile, I'm over here just being a regular guy who treats people with respect. Hold doors because it's polite, split checks because it's fair, have opinions because I'm a human with thoughts. Rachel appreciates it because she's also just a regular person. We don't need to perform our values, we just live them. A year later, Rachel and I move in together. Got a small place, still not great money, but we make it work. Mom's happy, I'm out of the house, but also sad, very mixed emotions. Life is good, relationship is healthy, no drama about doors or checks or statistics. Occasionally see Amanda around, she's single again. Derek apparently moved to Portland to find himself. She's back to posting about how all men are disappointing. I don't engage, just scroll past. One day I'm at the bookstore working and she comes in. Same order, oat milk latte and blueberry scone. Hey stranger. Hey Amanda, how's it going? Pretty good, just working on some new projects. That's cool. She lingers at the counter. So I've been thinking lately about our relationship. Oh no. I think I wasn't ready for someone like you. Someone like me? Someone genuine. I kept waiting for you to be secretly terrible, and you just weren't. Okay? Derek was performatively perfect and actually terrible. You were just normal and actually good. I'm not sure where this is going. I'm glad you figured that out, but I'm with Rachel now. I know, I saw on Facebook. She seems great. She is. Do you think if we had met at a different time, things would have worked? I think about it honestly. No, I think we want fundamentally different things from a relationship. What do you mean? You want someone to perform being perfect? I just want someone to be themselves. She nods slowly. That's fair. I do put people through a lot of tests. You do? And it's exhausting for everyone. I'm working on it in therapy. That's good, genuinely. She takes her coffee and scone. For what it's worth, you're a good guy. Thanks, Amanda. She leaves. I don't think I'll see her much after this. Tell Rachel about it later. She wanted to know if things could have worked between us. What did you say? That we want different things. Good answer. I'm not interested in being tested constantly. I just want to live my life. And that's why we work. Exactly. Life continues being normal and good. No drama, no contradictions, no impossible standards. Just two people who appreciate each other without making it complicated. I still hold doors for people because I was raised with manners. I still split checks fairly because I believe in equality. I still have opinions based on facts because I have a brain. And none of it is a problem because Rachel is a reasonable person. Mom was right about everything as usual. Sometimes the person who seems perfect on paper is actually exhausting in practice. And sometimes the person who's just normal and kind is exactly what you need. Amanda's probably still out there looking for someone who can pass all her tests. Meanwhile, I'm just living my life with someone who doesn't need me to prove anything. My face when I got called a misogynist for opening a door, then expected to pay for everything like it's 1950. That feeling when you realize some people want all the benefits of traditional gender roles and modern equality, with none of the responsibilities of either.